The instructions for the LEGO Legend of Zelda Great Deku Tree 2-in-1 set are a bit lacking, with only one manual and no table of contents, which makes for an adventure of its own on how to build different versions. In this video, I'll explain the building instructions and demonstrate how to swap between each version, so you'll be building like the hero of time. I don't even know if what I said makes sense, but when you throw in some video game clips and some heroic music, then it just all seems to come together. There are 23 numbered bags in total, and one unnumbered one with some plates. No stickers, by the way. Bags 1 and 2 build up Link's house from Ocarina of Time, and both kid and adult versions of Link. There's a hidden crate full of useful items as well. Bags 3 and 4 and one plate from the unnumbered bag build up the terrain where the Master Sword rests in BOTW. That's also when you'll encounter the BOTW version of Link, Princess Zelda, and Hestu. 5 through 9 and the rest of the plates in the unnumbered bag are used to build the base for both versions of the Deku Tree. It's not until you complete step 89 and reach page 156 when you choose the version you want. Continue on to the next page and open bags 10 and 11 for the BOTW version. You'll use all parts from bags 10 through 20. This is the result of the build through bag 20. Now you'll combine the terrain with pedestal from bags 3 and 4 with what you just built to finish off this version of the Deku Tree. Don't you be forgetting about Hestu. You'll never have to deconstruct Link's house, and all of this stuff is from bags 21, 22, and 23 that are used to support the other version. This version is my favorite of the two, as it's more uplifting and has a better forest vibe. You'll notice Koroks throughout, and there's a play feature that makes the Great Deku Tree have movable facial features. If you were to choose to build the Ocarina of Time version from the get-go, you would skip to page 297 and build using bags 10, 14, and 23 first, and then 13, 16, 17, 20, 21, and 22. You won't be using the pieces from bags 11, 12, 15, 18, and 19 for this version. Hey, listen, there are no instructions on how to swap once you've built one version, and it's a bit complicated too. The last thing you want to do is tear everything down. I try to make it as easy as possible to swap between the two versions with the following instructions. First, you'll set aside the base with the Master Sword. Don't destroy it though. Next, remove Hestu, the trees, and these flowers. No need to break down Hestu or any Koroks for that matter. The trees for the most part can be kept intact. Then remove the canopy of the Great Deku Tree, keeping it together. You'll also want to leave these side assemblies together. Remove the large protruding roots. You will have to break these down for parts. Once you take off the assemblies under the eyes, you'll be able to pull out the entire face, as all of this is going to change. Keep these two triangular assemblies together, as they will be put back in the same place. Remove some small pieces up front. You'll need to clear out the interior, but don't necessarily need to break down everything. Don't forget about the bombs hidden behind a panel, as well as the Sheikah slate on the other side. There's also a pin and a few more plates to remove. And then you're back to how it looks after completing step 89, right before you choose which version to build. For the Ocarina of Time version, you'll pick back up on page 297. By the way, here's the mess on the side, though the canopy is still neatly together. Following the instructions in the manual, you'll slowly build up the tree piece by piece, but these parts will be faster if you left the side assemblies and the canopy intact. I'm removing the branches temporarily so I can easily proceed with the next steps, which includes taking off some slopes. Now the top of the tree can be put back into its place. The instructions will show you how to build these additional branches, and if you haven't done so already, remove the details up on top. You'll need this space to add new branches to the canopy. Next, carefully extract the leaves from the BOTW version. Remember how I said that these trees can be kept intact for the most part? Well, you'll need to carefully remove the leaves and swap them over to these branches. Now you're ready to build up the canopy once again, but this time around with different styled leaves. Using additional leaf pieces specific to building the Ocarina of Time version, you'll complete the canopy. Behind the panels are new builds specific to the N64 game, which I believe that's part of Saria's song, written in stone. On the other side, you have the bow and arrow that's hidden away. And then there's the Gossip Stone. Next, I'll add a couple of Deku Babas and the Deku Tree Sprout. Then I'll turn it around and add some stuff to the interior, such as the Fairy Slingshot, which is actually found inside the Deku Tree in level 1 of the N64 game. The Skulltula is attached to a clip, then raised up by a gear knob. It's very satisfying seeing it drop back down when you push on this lever. The door, which is also the mouth of the tree, can be slid open. And that completes the build for the Great Deku Tree Ocarina of Time version. Here's Link's house off to the side. You were able to keep all of this intact. And here's the mess on my side table. At least the trees and leaves are still intact. Now let's convert back to the Breath of the Wild version. To convert to the Breath of the Wild version, let's first remove the Deku Babas, these flowers, the Deku Tree Sprout, and the Gossip Stone. Next, you'll need to remove the roots and some plates. It's time to give this old tree a shave. You'll remove its mustache, then remove these branches from the very top of the canopy. And after that, go ahead and remove the canopy itself from the rest of the tree. Save that and these two side builds. Now it looks like I'm picking the tree's nose, but I'm actually loosening up some pieces so that I can pull out the entire middle section, as this will all change. These triangular assemblies will be reinstalled later. Put them off to the side. Actually, there were too many pieces that came off. I'll need to extract some out of that face that I'm about to show you right here. So once you do that, get these put back into place. The interior will need to be cleared out as such. Also, remove the items hidden behind the panels on each side. Oops, there are a few more plates that need to be put back. Now you've backtracked to step 89, right before the critical pivoting step. This is what I have set aside at the moment. Now it's time to follow Lego's instructions on building up the tree, and it'll be quicker for me this time around assembling the interior, as I have all of the side builds already built. Inside the panels, you'll stow away the circular and square bombs, as well as the Sheikah slate. The tree sides are already assembled and can be quickly put back into place. The green leaf elements will easily be transferred to the 4 small trees, and these are the leaves that would be added to the BOTW version. Here I'm removing the green leaf elements and setting them aside for the moment. Again, they will go on the 4 smaller trees. I'm first going to put the top of the tree back together. Then I'll add the colorful pink and light nougat leaves. And then spin the tree around and add the Korok and the other details up on top. At this time, I'll add the green leaves to these 4 trees. And we can now bring the extra terrain with the Master Sword back in, as well as Hestu. Looks like Link needs to ward off a Deku Baba. And after that random moment, it's time to bring the last details together. And with that, you have successfully completed the swap. Here's what I'm left over with. And I realized afterwards that I missed adding these 4 parts. So there we go. You have now beat the game, Ganon is sealed away, peace is restored to Hyrule once again. I hope this video was of help to you. Have a happy building adventure. Don't get lost in the woods. Remember, right, left, straight left, right. Or if you're an old school NES player, up, left, down, left. May the Triforce be with you.